This might sound crazy coming from an auctioneer, but not every gala should have a live auction. I get this question all the time. Is it okay to not have a live auction? And in so many cases, the answer is yes. Teams feel pressure to have live auctions because they see it at other events. A lot of times when we think about a fundraising gala, we think about an auction. But just like every decision within gala planning, whether or not to have a live auction should be strategic and intentional. So let's break this down. First, we're going to look at the Fundraising Streams Matrix. This shows us the order of importance for fundraising streams and how to decide to add them in and when the time is right for it. So first and foremost, all arrows point toward the paddle raiser special appeal quadrant. It is the highest in funds raised, it is the highest ROI, it is the most exciting, and it is the fundraising stream where everybody can participate. So when asking ourselves, is it okay to not have a live auction? Should we add a live auction? Anything in that realm, we first want to consider whether or not we've maximized our paddle raiser. Have we planted the audience with potential donors and matches? Do we have an incredible mission moment video that tugs on the heartstrings right before our paddle raiser? Have we put all of our eggs into this basket to make sure we are profiting as much as possible? If the answer to that is no, then it might not be the right time to consider a live auction. Putting more and more time into cultivating that paddle raiser is what is going to help you win in the long run. However, if that answer is yes, then you might consider adding a live auction. But the next area to question when we want to add a live auction is, does the math make sense? Now, in every audience, about 10% of the audience can actually afford the live auction items at their highest bid amount, at the winning bid. If we look at an audience of 100 people, 10% is 10 people. Now, it's not actually 10 bidders because a lot of people are coupled up. It's going to be more between 5 to 7 bidders. And every live auction package needs about 3 to 4 bidders on it that want the package and can take it at least close to that highest amount in order for it to get a bidding war, for it to get the energy, the enthusiasm, and the funds raised for it to meet or exceed the fair market value of the package. If we go back to 10% of 100 and we take it down to the couples, maybe there's 5, 6, 7 actual eligible cards that can be raised to bid on this package, that really isn't enough to have a live auction. If you were to have a live auction with that many people, you would maybe only consider having 2 to 3 packages so that you actually had the supply and demand ratio there in order to make it exciting and make it profitable. But if you only have about 100 people, you might not have enough people in the room. Now, once you get up to 200 or 300, you start to have enough people in the room. But this math is a major consideration. The other part of the math that you want to consider is the individual ticket price and how long it takes to auction off each package. Starting with the individual ticket price. The individual ticket price predetermines the resource capacity of who is in your room. In order to bid high on packages or raise their paddle for large amounts of money in the paddle raiser, they actually have to have the resources to do that. So if you look at your individual ticket price, this helps you determine if a live auction is going to add a lot of money to your bottom line or not. And if you decide to have a live auction, how large the packages should be. So here's what I mean. A ticket price below $100 is telling us that the live auction packages will probably go for the high hundreds at max. Anything between 100 and 200, we are starting to get into the low to mid thousands. Anything above 200 is, mid to high thousands. And these are all just estimations, but it's better to err on the side of being conservative when choosing your fundraising streams and your auction packages rather than being overly hopeful. So what is your individual ticket price? Are you going to be making enough money in your live auction? Because the other consideration is that each package can take about 3 to 4 minutes to auction off, depending on who your auctioneer is. If we're going to be spending, say, 4 minutes, again, we want to project conservatively, if we're going to be spending 4 minutes per package, and we decide to add 5 packages to our live auction, that's 20 minutes that we've put into the program. If we're going to add 20 minutes into the program, we have to make sure that we're making thousands of dollars per minute for that to be worth it. So we want to look back at our individual ticket price. If the live auction packages are only going to go for the high hundreds, there's no chance that we will be making thousands of dollars per minute. Whereas in your paddle raiser, we definitely make thousands of dollars per minute since the funds raised are so high. I will give you a specific example of a client of mine. We are going on their 6th year of doing their gala. The first 3 years, we had nothing but a paddle raiser and a boutique silent auction. Every year, we maximized that paddle raiser. We added matches and plants. We made sure that our mission video told a really emotional and personal story that got everybody in the room really feeling the mission and really excited to be a part of it. We tweaked the way that we got the audience to team up together and to raise the money together. We did multiple things to make sure that paddle raiser was really successful. After 3 years of doing it, it became clear, not only from me from the stage being able to feel the energy in the room, but from donors giving them feedback, it became clear they were ready for us to add a live auction. After that, we added on a live auction really intentionally. We started with 3 packages and then we moved to 5 packages. This previous year, our paddle raiser has still done a little bit better every year and is still raising a lot of money. And the live auction is adding on to that. Now, what these numbers are is the paddle raisers at about 75,000, and that live auction goes between 10,000 to 15,000. So in this example, where we were ready to add on a live auction, the paddle raiser still makes so much more money than the live auction that by adding a live auction, we just have to make sure that the ROI is where, the organization wants it to be in order for us to spend that time in the program. In this case, this audience loves having the live auction. The live auction has added energy to it and it has added money to the bottom line, because that's the next consideration. Your live auction should add energy to the room. It shouldn't be draining energy from the room. And so many times when an audience isn't ready for a live auction or an organization doesn't have the right packages, the right size packages, that part of the program can just drag on and on and on and feel so draining. So many people can't participate in it anyway. So it's important that we make sure if we're going to add it, it is going to in fact add the right energy to the room. To recap, not every gala is ready for a live auction, and some might want to remove their live auction just so that they can focus on improving their paddle raiser, because step 1 is the Fundraising Streams Matrix, always making sure you have maximized your paddle raiser. The next consideration is making sure your math makes sense. Do you have enough people in the room? Is the ticket price high enough? And do you have the time in your program to add a live auction? And the final consideration is, will this add energy to your event, or is this going to drain the energy from the room? If this video has been helpful, subscribe below to get more videos like this right to your inbox. And as always, we hope you have your most profitable gala yet.